In a technology-driven world, many students no longer see writing as a relevant skill to their career path. This mistaken view, unfortunately, leaves students who fail to take writing seriously in college at a disadvantage after graduation. Hello everyone, I'm a soft skill trainer from the Department of Career Planning and Development at Chandigarh University, and welcome to today's video session. Today's video is a guide to help you effectively write for your personal and professional career growth and improvement. As it turns out, writing skills are incredibly important in the modern workplace, no matter your major. National surveys of business indicate that 82% of employers list the ability to communicate effectively as very important. When hiring recent college graduates, employers place the greatest priority on a demonstrated proficiency in skills that cut across majors. Writing skills near the top of the list. Writing skills are also among the most requested baseline or soft skills regardless of job and occupation. According to Burning Glass Technologies, a software company that mines data from employment ads to find real-time job trends, writing and communication skills are scarce everywhere. Yet, they are in demand across nearly every occupation. Even in engineering and IT occupations, which many would not associate with strong requirements for writing skills, writing is the second most requested baseline skill. And these baseline skills account for 1 in 4 skills requested by other highly technical jobs like healthcare and finance. Despite the overwhelming demand for written communications skills, many students still face challenges forming sentences, choosing their words, and organizing their thoughts. Although it may appear at first that the people who have the most to benefit from writing are writers, managers, businessmen, journalists, or keynote speakers, that cannot be further from the truth. Each and every one of us can take away something from developing and honing our writing skills, even if it's just a simple practice of keeping a journal. As human beings are social animals, we need to communicate with each other on a daily basis. Although the majority of that interaction is carried out verbally or non-verbally, a great deal of communication requires us to write. The most obvious example of this is posts or messages on social networks such as Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. This also includes text messages we send each using our smartphones, or through platforms like Skype, Viber, and WhatsApp. Of course, emails still have their place, and some even still hold on to the lost art of writing letters. These are all instances where we are required to write. The following section contains 7 reasons why good writing skills can improve your life and make you a well-rounded, happier individual. First, writing helps you clear your mind. We have all sometimes felt the need to vent and speak our minds in order to get our points across. Well, writing can help you do that. Try and write down all your thoughts, grievances, doubts, fantasies, and pretty much everything else that crosses your mind. Just write, without thinking about what lands on the paper or on your computer screen. It may seem like the end result is something pretty chaotic, but that's not the point. The point is for you to clear your mind so that you can go about your day, working, solving problems, and just enjoying life. Without all these thoughts in the back of your head distracting you, you will find it easier to work and focus, no matter what your profession is. Second, writing will help you recover your memories. You'll be surprised at how writing is able to bring back old and almost forgotten memories. Start writing those down which you do remember. Before you know it, a certain word or a phrase you have put down on paper will trigger some other memory you would never have thought of otherwise. Some of those memories won't be pleasant, but you'll be able to look at them from a distance and put them in perspective and ponder how much you have learned from those experiences. On the other hand, happy memories will put a smile on your face, and you will remember events and people you care about, driving you to get in touch with them again. Third, you'll be able to stockpile ideas. It is a good rule of thumb to always write down ideas that pop up out of nowhere because you will be less likely to forget about them that way. You can try and keep them inside your head, but seeing as we live in a digital age, we process an insane amount of information. We are bound to forget most of them, and that includes some great and precious ideas. However, when you write them down, you will not only save them from being forgotten, but it will be easier for you to develop them and connect them with one another. You can even come up with new ones through brainstorming. Fourth, put your life events into perspective. One of the most basic examples of this is keeping a journal, but it's not the only way of putting things into perspective. Writing fiction will also help you analyze things and look at them from a different point of view. You'll be able to draw parallels between those fictional events and situations and those which took place for real in your life. This will help you look at them in a more objective light. Another effective way of doing this is to start a blog. This will make you think long and hard before you write anything down, since your work will be read by an audience. Fifth, improve your verbal and written skills. When you're writing something down, you become more careful in choosing the right words. This means your writing will be more eloquent, concise, and elegant than your actual speech. So if you keep at it long enough, plenty of those beautifully put together words, phrases, and sentences will begin to find their way into your verbal communication skills. You will start to use an expanded vocabulary, which will leave a better impression of you on the person you are communicating with. Both your personal and professional lives stand to benefit from this. Sixth, you will feel like you have accomplished something. You know that pleasant sense of accomplishment after building or fixing something or winning a simple game? You will also get that feeling once you finish writing a short story, your daily blog post, or your latest journal entry. Those who are more ambitious can take on writing a novel or a book, which is even more satisfying and brings a greater sense of accomplishment. But for the time being, stick to shorter forms, and who knows, you might even be able to publish some of your work down the line, or earn some money on the side thanks to your writing skills. And finally, seventh, it's a great mental exercise. Keeping in shape doesn't just apply to exercising your body regularly. You can do the same for your mind as well. Writing activates a number of different cognitive processes and unleashes your creativity. All of this will keep your brain sharp and active, and can even act as a preventive measure against some mental illnesses such as Alzheimer's or dementia. The second half of this video will discuss the effective writing strategies specifically aimed at college students. So when you're assigned an essay or another type of writing assignment, you might feel completely overwhelmed. Fortunately, there are plenty of great writing strategies to help you get through your assignments in one piece and ensure you write something that is engaging and worthy of a good grade. Having a great wealth of great writing tips is helpful when writing essay or any other form of academic writing that has been assigned to you. Fortunately, there are many writing strategies that can help you learn writing skills in college. The following 35 writing strategies cover how to get you started, how to research, how to prepare for writing, how to write your paper, and how to finish it off. So the first step is conducting research. Whether you choose your topic or a topic is assigned, your primary task is to know how to perform research properly to manage to gather relevant sources to craft a thorough and informative essay. The process might begin with you choosing or being assigned a topic. Either way, your goal here is to collect as much appropriate information as possible. Here is a list of writing strategies to help you do that. First, whenever possible, choose a topic of your interest. In the case you are assigned a specific topic, you can still choose an interesting angle or an unusual perspective. Second, while this might not seem like one of the most obvious examples of writing strategies, always feel free to ask for help. Don't be afraid of asking. If you don't think you know how to follow the requirements, you should ask your instructor. Third, make good use of the internet. If your professor has provided any links as sources, then you should use them for sure and expand from there. Remember to use only credible sources. Not all guidelines, articles, and research found on the internet are provided by writing professionals or experts in your subject matter. And remember that the internet can be an incredible source of inspiration. The muse can jump out from where you least expect it. Sometimes the social media sites such as Pinterest or Reddit can be quite inspiring and useful. Fourth, libraries are still very relevant when researching for an assignment. A library is an incredibly valuable piece if you have to get a wide understanding of the subject. Start in the reference section and make use of general resources. Search the library's catalog. Finally, take a trip to the stacks and browse the shelves in your subject area to see what titles are available. So next, we get to getting started. Sometimes getting started is the most challenging part of a writing assignment, especially when you have to pick your own topic. Knowing what is expected of you and having a good idea of what interests you are crucial. But that's not all. Effective writing strategies include learning brainstorming techniques that will help you narrow down your essay topic and sift through the information your research has uncovered so you can identify only relevant and up-to-date information. Check out the following writing strategies for students that offer brainstorming techniques and teach you how to start organizing the information. The first of the strategies helpful to master your writing skills is to use the free writing technique. Take a pen and a piece of paper, relax, and just write down your stream of consciousness for a selected topic. It can be clumsy or grammatically incorrect, but who cares if it works for you and helps you to focus. Try to generate as many ideas relevant to your topic as possible. Never mind how the ideas are. At this stage, the more ideas, the better. Write down even the silliest ideas coming to your head. Set a timer if you wish. When your time is up, carefully check what you have written and evaluate all the ideas. Choose only the best ideas to include in your assignment. Sixth, try mind mapping. In the middle of the sheet of paper, draw your question and use lines to connect that question to relevant ideas, words, and images. These ideas, words, and images might branch out to other ideas. Write them all down and connect them to one another. In such a way, you will find that the trend in the ideas that will help you in the researching and writing your paper. Seventh, begin constructing paragraphs using the information and data from your research and brainstorming sessions. You can distribute the information you have chosen to use between paragraphs. Note how many paragraphs you will need and which points you will use in each. 8th, finally, you will come up with a topic sentence you will use for each paragraph. Topic sentences are handy when you want to save time because it provides you with a summary of what you wish to include in the paragraph. We now come to the actual task at hand, the writing. Yes, it is inevitable. You do have to begin writing now. But as long as you have done the previous steps well, including conducting thorough research and brainstorming extensively, you will be well organized and will have plenty to type and write about. But here's the thing, writing can still be a complicated process even when you're organized and know the above writing techniques. For this reason, you need to have a good grasp of the following writing strategies to ensure you can write something that is intelligent, meaningful, and expresses your views appropriately. So 9th, use active voice whenever possible. Writing in the active voice demonstrates that there is a subject, someone or something, and that this subject is conducting the action, expressed by the verb. The opposite is when the subject is being acted upon, which is the passive voice. Keep in mind that the active voice is much more potent and is the preferred voice. 10th, do not hide the doer of the action using these phrases like there is and there are. For instance, you have to write 3 ways exist to tackle the problem instead of there are 3 ways to tackle the problem. 11th, do not confuse your readers by starting sentences with phrases like it has been or like it's has been hypothesized that. A reader cannot understand who has done the hypothesizing. Since it is obvious that a hypothesis must have an author, start your sentence with the author's name and give the proper reference at the end of the sentence. Like John Doe hypothesized that so and so, and this was Doe in 2005. 12th, avoid redundant words. You should delete any redundant words such as completely, extremely, and absolutely in the majority of situations. 13th, make sure your writing is clear. The reader needs to understand all the points you have made. 14th, Ensure your writing is concise. Avoid using general statements to make your readers think that there is more valuable information than there actually is. Stick to the point. 15. Your writing must be concise and precise. Your written work has to communicate the meaning you intend to get across to the reader. 16. Remember that accuracy is important. Be sure to double check facts before using them. 17. Approach your writing with honesty. Good writing has to be free of prejudice and has to reference all sources of information. 18. Don't edit while you're writing because you'll interrupt the flow. You can save the editing until after you're finished writing your rough draft. 19. If you have difficulty writing the introduction, simply skip it. It is absolutely fine to start writing with the main part or the body of the essay and go back to the introduction when you're ready. 20th. When teaching writing to struggling writers, the significant thing is the usage of a variety of words when writing. So be sure to look up synonyms for words you find repetitive. It's amazing how effective and inspiring a synonyms search can be. Look for synonyms in online dictionaries or choose a synonym suggestions option in MS Word. So the writing will take care of itself as long as you can stay focused. This brings us to the next segment and collection of tips on how to stay focused. Now it is easy to lose focus when you're working. Either you're working and becoming tired and unable to concentrate, or you're procrastinating, finding other things to do than actually settling down to write. It is critical that you focus and be highly productive during your work time. You must understand how your brain works. You need to minimize distractions and you need to keep yourself motivated. The following tips for struggling writers are some of the writing skills that are useful in college. They can help you stay focused. So 21. Work with the rhythms of your brain. The human brain goes through a cycle called the ultradian cycle, which takes it through periods of active concentration and focus and then into periods during which it needs to rest. Fast Company explains that the natural cycle is to work for 90 minutes and then rest your mind for 20 minutes. You will then be energized enough to work for another 20 or 90 minutes. If you take advantage of this natural cycle, you will always be working at peak efficiency and you won't lose focus and waste your time. 22nd. When you do take breaks during your writing time, doing some form of exercise is important. Stand up and do a couple of stretches or go for a walk. You can also sing, dance, wave your hands or even scream. It will help you wake up and complete your essay as soon as possible. 23rd. If you're working in a place with various distractions, then listening to music is a good idea. Music can help you reduce tension and concentrate. Make sure you don't start singing because it can be very distracting. Choose tracks without lyrics or songs in another language. 24th. Block out all potential distractions. If you don't need to use the internet, then work offline. And if you do not need to access the internet to do your research, then close all tabs related to your email and social media. Oh, and also turn off your phone. All the Twitter and WhatsApp updates and text messages can wait. Avoid drinking too much liquid because bathroom breaks can be very disruptive. Basically, avoid anything that could distract you during a work session. 25th. Plan something fun to do after you're done with your work. Sometimes an immediate reward means a lot. Think of what you will do after you finish that essay because this will motivate you to write faster. Promise yourself that you will take a walk, eat a treat, or call a friend, and your writing will move at lightning speed. Knowing that you have to complete your project by a certain time can be very motivating, but knowing you have done something exciting to do when it's done can be even more motivating. With this in mind, just get your work done and enjoy life. 26th. Use a carrot and stick method to keep yourself motivated through each work session. Now this approach is effective. Praise yourself if you start early and punish yourself if you fail to start on time. Be ruthless. Stick options include not using Facebook for a day or two or working out longer than 1 hour. Carrot options could be eating a nice treat or watching your favorite series or funny cat videos. 27th. Think of the worst consequences of failing that essay and let these motivate you. What might happen if things go absolutely wrong? Will you fail the entire course? Will you have to drop out of college? 28th. Compete with someone. Suggest to one or more classmates that you compete in writing your assignments to see who can get theirs done first. Of course, it's not the most exciting game ever, but since you have to write the essay anyway, a little competitive spirit might just help improve your time management. So that brings us towards the end of the entire writing assignment. So what to do after the writing is done? You've finished writing and it's brilliant. Or is it just because you have finished writing doesn't mean your essay is done? You still have work to do because strategies for good writing include the following tips as well. 29th. Proofread. Proofread and proofread. Now is the best time to start proofreading the paper and editing it, making any changes that are necessary. It is recommended you begin with fixing the big things like organization and content and then revise the details such as spelling and grammar. 30th. Formatting is a must. Chances are one of the conditions for submitting your assignment includes a precise style of formatting. Make sure that the font and margins are correct and so on. 31st. References are also required. So be sure you have inserted all the citations and references you have used while writing your paper. So that brings us to the last 4 tips left for today. These refer and ask you to basically practice essays. So if you're still unsure about the previous writing strategies, you can always choose to write 1 or 2 practice essays. While this sounds like it's a lot of extra work, doing so will help you sharpen your college level writing skills so that when you write your assignment, you will do a better job. So here are some activities for struggling writers that will help you write a practice essay. 32nd. Prepare several pieces of paper for writing your practice essays. 33rd. Surf the web to find practice essay topics. You may use any search engine and type in something like topics for essay. So choose a topic according to your grade level. 34th. Use the 5-paragraph essay structure for your practice essays. And finally, 35th. Keep in mind other important criteria of essay evaluation like content, grammar, and style. Well, so writing assignments don't have to be scary, but you just have to have a grasp on good writing strategies. On that note, we come to the end of today's video session. Thank you for attending and watching it. I wish everyone a good day. Stay safe, stay happy, and stay blessed. Take care.